Okay, we now finally have our guest, and it's all my fault because I was wondering, where is Steve? Where is he? He's listened to the show. I sent him a text. I said, I'm going to have you on in 10 minutes. Be ready. And then I thought, let me just ring you. So I went to live to the message, and I'm like, oh, I was actually messaging Steve Demopoulos, our MP. And he's probably thinking, what? There you go, Steve. You fell in the line of another important person. So, Steve, welcome to the KK Factor. Now, I can hear some noise in the background.
Hey,
There you go, Steve. You've got to turn off the radio or turn off what you've got there.
yeah.
So, Steve, that's better.
All right, there we go. Cool.
Much better because I can hear me
Yes.
hearing you. So, there you
Yeah.
go. Okay, welcome to the KK Factor, the Greek Eurobeat show here in Melbourne, Victoria, the RPPFM, the Voice of the Peninsula. It is a community radio station that branches out far and wide. It's probably one of the biggest community radio stations in Victoria due to where their antenna is in Arthur Seat. Now, tell me, Stephen, have you ever been to Victoria?
Yeah, I was actually there about 4 or 5 months ago, just for a Greek function, just for some Greek cake and a bit of Greek diaskevasi in Fairfield.
Nice.
Yeah, look, fantastic. And then there's more in Melbourne, lovely people. And end of last year, between Christmas and New Year, I also went to Oakley. And I had the car with me, so I could navigate around fairly easily.
Yes, we've got great roads here, unlike Sydney, but I can't say because Adelaide is just as good.
But you can't go to Melbourne and not go to Oakley, and you've got to do your Zacharoplastio runs.
That's right. That's right.
And I also bought some Victorian brewed Greek coffee to bring back to Adelaide. I bought 4 packets, but I made a mistake because I gave 3 away as gifts.
What did you get? Did you get the Oasis or did you get Turkish coffee?
No, the Turkish Emporio. It's brewed in Victoria.
Mate, I prefer my Oasis coffee.
I
I
just
should have
want
said
to
that live on radio. They're not sponsors, actually. I shouldn't have said that. But no. That's my favourite coffee. Have you actually toured around Victoria? Because, look, a lot of Melburnians do go to Adelaide and a lot of them will go for the Semaphore Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, please, Henley, Henley Beach,
Yeah, that's the one.
Glenelg. But Semaphore is a beautiful part. And, or we'll go to the Barossa, the wineries there, Adelaide Hills, Victoria, the Victoria, Pesmu, Victor Harbour.
Yeah, Victor Harbour, yeah.
Yes, I have toured around Adelaide. I do love South Australia. It is a beautiful part of Australia, beautiful state of Australia. It's known for the state with all the churches,
Yes.
very German influence as in the architecture. So just for our listeners, our non-Greek listeners, a lot of the Greeks from Germany actually migrated to Adelaide. Hence why you'll see a lot of Adelaide German influence, especially in Hahndorf. Oh my goodness, what can I say?
Great spot.
Okay, it's all about you now, but we were talking about South Australia, so that's pretty much you as well.
Yeah.
And look, as I announced you just moments ago, you are part of the is it now the Continia
Gortynian. Yeah,
Gort-
Gortynian.
Gortynio
Yeah.
Nia
Mm.
Association of South Australia.
Correct.
Now, what I want to touch on, because we did talk about the Adelaide Hills and the wineries, there was a Continia Day at the winery. It was a concept. How did it feel seeing the event completely sold out at the time? Why did you organise such an event? And why was it important to host the day at a Greek-owned family winery, Asilio Wines? Tell us
Yeah.
about it.
It was actually a bit of a surreal experience because it's a good 45, 50 minutes northeast of the city. And we actually organised an optional bus transfer service as well for people who didn't want to drive. And the bus, we had 2 buses actually, and they were filled up really quickly, and the event sold out really quickly as well. And I think you're doing something right when you're knocking people back. Because when you actually say no, we can't fit anymore, it's just like, wow, that's amazing. But we had Greek Herald coverage, and the gentleman who works for the Greek Herald actually saw him not too long ago at another function, and he said to me, he goes, "Oh, I love your association." He goes, "You've got such a fantastic mixture of ages, different, and experiences." He goes, "It's just fantastic variety." So the Asilio winery was that was incredible. It was very intimate because wineries tend to be quite small and quite compact, and we had the fireplace going outside, and really a fantastic event. And we've got our end of year Christmas lunch coming up soon as well. So
We
yeah,
were going to touch on the upcoming events, but you beat me to it. But that's okay because I was looking at the time and I thought, oh my goodness, I've literally got 10 minutes. So, because I'm going to get you to play your clarinet. We've been partying today with Faye Rubini all the way from
indeed, yeah,
and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's going to be great having Steve. So we're going to really go through this really fast because I've got so many things I want to talk about your association.
yeah, sure,
Now, for our listeners that aren't familiar with Gortynia,
yeah.
Gortynia has a rich history dating back to antiquity.
Mm,
What aspects of that history do you feel most proud to preserve? And many revolution heroes such as Kolokotronis came from Gortynia.
absolutely.
And let's quickly touch on the legacy felt and honored today.
Well, you sort of stole the thunder a little bit because I was going to
Yeah,
mention
no.
Patroni, but for me, Gortynia, that the whole region has sort of been the entryway to the sort of central part of Peloponnese, Arcadia. So as you're driving through those hilly roads, you go through Yolavidi, Dimitsana, Vitina, all those beautiful, really hilly spots. And Gortynia and Peloponnese in general has a very strong history of Greek music, especially Clarino, of course. So it has so much rich history and the beautiful music, the mountains, the food. What's not to love? I drove through there last year and stayed the night at my mum's Patriarchal Spiti, and also went through my dad's house as well. Very relaxing, very hilly, treacherous roads, but that's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, there's nothing that's not to love about that region. So
The association was founded back in the 80s.
yeah, yeah.
Has much changed since then?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. So it was started in the early 1980s, and what happened was because of our aging members, we had a meeting in 2021 to form a new committee with the next generation of Gortynians.
Yeah.
So what we did is we formed a new committee of 11 people, including myself, who are all descendants of the original Gortynian Silogo. So the last 4 years now, we've sort of taken over the reins and refreshed things. And it's been a really interesting experience because you mentioned about changes. When I was growing up, I remember my dad planning the events, and he was doing everything on paper with this brown briefcase, pieces of paper everywhere. And the first thing we did when we took over is we obviously converted everything to electronic records, doing everything with PDFs, emails, all that sort of stuff. So it's just about modernizing everything, and we're trying to stay away from just doing events like lunches in halls and stuff like that, which is getting a bit stale. So we tend to do, like I said, your wineries. We've done a movie night, games nights, that sort of thing. Try and keep it
It's a
fun.
good way, though, to bring in the younger generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is a very good way of doing it. The movie nights, the wineries, that sort of thing, outdoor activities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
But
a main priority now to keep the younger generation connected to their roots while building their own lives in Australia?
absolutely, and we obviously want to get them off their phones,
Hmm.
screen time. So
Yeah.
what we've done in the past is we'll set up little backgammon tables to keep it ethnic, so that hopefully the Neolea can engage with that sort of stuff rather than being on their phone. So we're trying to keep it fun and lighthearted as well. So that's worked really successfully, I think. And like I said, trying to just stay away from halls, like just
That's fantastic because it is traditionally you're keeping it all. You're ensuring that the Gortynian traditions remain alive,
yeah.
although it's thousands of kilometres from the homeland. What programs or projects are in place to pass on language, customs, and values to the next generation?
So we're encouraging the younger generation to come along, and we're looking at offering mentoring as well. And
Yes, because you're also part of the GAS, the Greek Association Society of Sydney, and obviously they come down to Melbourne, and I'm part of that.
yes,
So as soon as you mentioned the mentoring, because that's what they specialise in as well, and that, yeah, please tell us more.
So I think engaging with the younger crowd and making them feel involved is a good way to keep the traditions going. And when we had our AGM not too long ago, we had a good mix as well.
Oh, good.
So I think it's just about having that continuous engagement and sharing experiences. So if you keep that going and keep an open mind with things, I think it's a very powerful way moving forward, especially as the older generation, like our parents are in their 70s and beyond, especially as they're aging, the sort of the baton gets passed down. So I think you need to keep passing it and exposing the next generation to these fantastic traditions that we have, the food, the music, the events. Because like I said, what's not to love? It's just incredible. So
And with your AGM and the committee, do you have younger people involved in the committee?
yeah, so we've got, like I said, the gentleman who did the Greek Herald coverage, the first thing he said to me when I saw him after the event, he goes, I love your committee because you've got such a great spread of ages.
Oh, that is
So,
good.
and I think that's important as well
It is
because,
very important because the young want something different, and us oldies need to listen to them in order for us to bring them in.
yeah, and it's about sharing experiences as well.
Yeah.
And when you bring younger people in, they often bring in a fresh perspective as well. So there's that aspect as well. So I think that gives a really good balance.
I'm going to ask you some quick questions.
Hmm.
Which traditional foods, wines, song, or dances of Gortynia were featured at the event?
When it comes to music, you can't go past the tradition of the motika.
Yeah.
So, Tsambika Sita the motika. In terms of food, I mean, we love our souvlakia, lamb, chicken, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
What was the other one you asked? Sorry, other than the food and
The food,
tradition?
wine.
Oh, the
Oh,
wine.
you
Well,
touched on the Australian Greek family wine owners. They're the winery, yes. What's their
yes.
wine like?
So they actually, when we did our wine event, they actually had a tasting that day as well, and they
No.
were taking in groups, I think 5 or 6 at a time, into their tasting area.
Yeah.
So they absolutely loved having us there because they gave free tastings, and every time a group went in, I saw them walking out with 5 or 6 bottles. So, so it worked really well, I think, when you see that sort of success. So, but we're very fortunate because South Australia is the wine capital, as they
Yeah,
say.
that's right. It
We've
is.
got all our fantastic regions. We've got the climate for it as
That's
well.
exactly
We've
right.
got our McLaren Vales, Barossa Valleys, Adelaide Hill type areas, and the
And
second.
all the wineries are beautiful. The buildings are also beautiful. It's not. There's not one that is exactly the same.
No, it's heritage.
It
Everything's
is.
got its unique character. Yeah, for sure.
Out of everything that you do, what's one of your favorite Condonian custom that always brings the community together?
Oh, you can't go past the music. The música. It's. I was actually playing at a dance not too long ago, and I met this gentleman there, and I never met him before in my life. But when I finished playing, he came up to me and wanted to shout me a drink. And he said to me, "If you played what you just did at the cemetery," he goes, "the skeletons will start dancing."
Oh God, that's
And I
fun.
said, I know. I said, that's the power of our music. It's excellent. It just makes you feel alive. You can't beat it. So.
That is so good. Tell me, let's go back to history
Hmm.
of where the Clarino came. Who taught you? Tell us about all that.
Oh, this
Because
is
I'm
yeah.
going to bring up the photos that you sent me.
Okay. Should I wait for the photos?
No, no, no. You talk because I can't. I've got to find where I put them.
No.
Go.
So when I was a teenager and my father was in the Gortynian Association, there was another member called Thanasi, who
Yeah.
my father introduced me to, and he was a traditional clarinet player. I was about 15 or 16 at the time. And my dad, because I grew up in that environment, because my dad loves his themotika and Greek music, he said, "Do you want to try going for lessons?" And he introduced me to him at a panegyri, and I liked the way he played, but I was a teenager, man. I was just like, I had no idea. But you said you want to give it a shot. I said I'll give it a shot. So I went to visit his house one night, and it was I was playing music after my second lesson. It just came
Yeah.
really naturally. But what I found incredible, Rula, can't get over this. He had his wife was she was an amazing lady, and it became more and more social the more
Yep.
I went for lessons because she kept bringing out the Greek, the Viples, the Corabieves, the Coke, the food.
All the wonderful things that we love eating, yes.
And he had two sons who were, I was a teenager, they were in their 30s, but they just welcomed us. And every time I went for a lesson, it became a social gathering. And next thing you know, we had 15, 20 people there every Tuesday when I was going for lessons. So it became less and less about the music and just more about the gathering and having a chat and stuff.
That's so good.
It was amazing memories. And you sort of look back on that. And that's me playing at a gig.
Yep.
So using my cordless microphone.
That does not look like you.
It was quite a few years ago.
Younger.
As a few years ago, I had a bit more hair back then.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So that was at my Vaftistides when I became on the Nor, when we did the Vaftisha. So,
okay.
Yeah, there's been a few.
You look a lot younger now.
Thanks very kind. Yeah, so that was the journey. So I did that for about 2 years and then sort of just carried it on.
All right, tell us about this picture.
Yeah, so that's the new committee that we've formed.
Can you give us everybody's names? Can you go through everybody?
Absolutely. So left to right.
So this is a big shout out to all you guys.
Absolutely. They're going to be listening to this. So Nectaria Kalakodakis on the left. She's our secretary. The next person across is Penny Garikis, who's a committee member. Next one across is Christina Panagopoulos, who's our social media coordinator. She does all our social feeds. Next one across is her husband, Chris, who's a fellow committee member. Then next to him is Bill Petropoulos, who's our vice president. And then in the pink shirt next to Bill is Sotirios Petropoulos, who's our president.
And then there's the tall guy.
The tall guy is me. That's Steve Stamatopoulos. I'm a technical coordinator, so I look after all the electronic stuff and all their equipment. And then moving along from there is Penny Papazis, who's our treasurer. Then we've got Maria Komlinos, who's a committee member. And then Sam Kakoulis, who's also a committee member. And then we finish off with Maria Vanitakis, who's another committee member.
And just to let the people know, you're actually a senior software engineer in the Naval Combat Systems. Tell us a little bit about your career, because obviously being part of the Greek Australian Society, GAS, and you are a mentor.
Yeah.
What can you give and share for young ones looking to step into the same career path you've taken?
The engineering spaces.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it enough. I'm blessed in that my career has been absolutely fantastic. I've loved every minute of it. I'd love to be able to, I do mentor grads at work. So I've been in Naval Combat Systems for about 4 years. So being able to share experiences to the graduates that come through and just sharing experiences and hearing their take on things as well.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a fresh perspective. So I absolutely love doing that. Like I said, I absolutely love my career. So it was funny. I was in Sydney last week and I was in Darling Harbour having a coffee, and there's actually a frigate parked in Darling Harbour, which is part of the Maritime Museum.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was part of the museum. I just saw the frigate sitting there in the water, and I took a photo of it, and then I took it into work earlier this week, and they said, that's actually part of the Maritime Museum. You can actually go into that ship. And I said, oh, now you tell me. I had no idea. I would have loved to have gone in. I love
It's amazing. People don't know much about their own state. That's not just yourself, even myself. I've only, over the last maybe 15 years. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We are going to run out of time, and I want to hear you singing the Clarino. So tell me, where can people follow the Pan Gortynian Association of Australia?
So we've got a Facebook page, Gortynian SA, where we advertise upcoming events and also share photos and experiences. And we're also on Instagram as well, Gortynian SA. That gets updated fairly regularly with our events as well. So there are sort of two main forms of communication. And we've also got an email address, gortyniansa, one word, @gmail.com, if anyone ever wants to touch base and hear a bit more about our association. You asked about the instrument. This is it here.
Okay. Well, we've literally got 4 minutes before I go into my closing. Right. So I want you to play the Clarino, play, some music, and then I will change it all when I have to and wave goodbye. And I would like you to please message me the links to the Instagram account, to the Facebook account, so that way I can share it for our audience, because I think even if people, even non-Greek people love to get to be part of these associations because they do love the Greek culture. So
Yep.
it's for everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
Steven Stamatopoulos, he's a software engineer, but he's really good with the Clarino, which is one of his passions. So let's do it. Let's party till the end of this show.
About a minute, 30 seconds. What are we talking about here?
No,
Oh,
no, you're going to play for the next 3.5 minutes.
oh dear me. Okay.
Well, you're going to party us. We're going to party now.
All right.
And that was Steven Stamatopoulos, all the way from South Australia. Guys, he's phenomenal. And I'm guessing we could probably book him at an event. Steven Stamatopoulos, the name is there on the screen. I will share his platforms as well. So if anyone wants to book Steven, they can. Thank you so, so much. You were phenomenal. Absolutely
Appreciate that.
phenomenal. You can stay on and we can say goodbye together while I go on to my closing.
I'm very humbled. Well, thank you.
Okay.